Harrison is a well-known mid-century ceramic artist. He's an interesting example of a ceramic artist because he touched on so many trends that were happening in the United States.
I think it started around 1938 when my brother and I went to the San Francisco World's Fair on Treasure Island. And that's where I first saw the Japanese pavilion was located there. And they had two Japanese potters who were shaping clay on the potter's wheel. And I think that was the first time I ever saw someone making a pot on a potter's wheel.
From then on, he would always focus on perfecting the form, having the right curvatures and harmony between the line work, the surface treatment of the ceramics, and the form itself to create the perfect pot. He started by teaching himself with books of things that he found dear to him, like architecture. He was very influenced by architecture and people like Richard Neutra, who even convinced his parents to build their house and design their home.
He went to school using the GI Bill, which was a huge boon to the university system, so he followed that trend. There was a trend in the 50s where industry was inviting artists to come and design work, which would then go into production, so that was sort of a new trend on the industry and design side. He was a studio potter, so he was making functional work, eventually started making sculptural work. So he's an interesting artist in that he has plugged into so many historical topics, both in design and industry and the studio movement.
For a while he attended USC, he attended Pond Farm, which is up north, and then he also attended the Scripps graduate program. So he learned here, he lives here, and he's a part of the local community.
I like the dialogue that's happening in the pieces behind me because you get a sense of, in one small place of 21 pieces, of his brushstroke, his glaze work, miniatures of some of the forms that he explored throughout his lifetime. So the 21 pieces that are behind me are probably my favorite spot in the show. I don't think I can pick just one piece.
His lines are very calculated, evenly spaced, and his steady hand is what impresses me the most. Even, into the last years of his work, he's still very smooth. Perfect circles, well, what I would call perfect. He would just call them, whatever he did. But that's what I respect the most, and I think that's what draws everyone else as well. The fact that they're all evenly spaced all the way around, whether they're vertical lines or swaying lines. There's perfect harmony in them.
I think he would choose the word serene to describe his work, that he wasn't someone that was wildly exploring a huge range of styles or forms. He revisited on a regular basis forms that he had explored before, glazes or line that he had used in other pieces. So as you would look at his work over the 4 to 8 year decades that he was active, you'll see by looking at the dates on the objects that he would come back and sort of refine an idea or rework it or revisit it and adjust it just slightly so he could see it and make it in a slightly new light.